G'day guys, just posting this video up here so that you will know how to edit a quiz or add a question in. I just spent a bit of time working it out. So if we go back to our start page, if you're in Moodle, open up the correct course that you're in. So we're into this one here, and find what we want to. We're working on this ladder quiz at the moment, so I want to add a question in or alter a question, change some details of the question. If you've already done the quiz, you'll find that you come up with this page here, and you go, oh hang on, how do I add another question? And if you just attempt the quiz, it goes back into the quiz. So you go to your settings on the side here on the left, or it'll be in a box on your screen, and there's an edit quiz button there. Click the edit quiz, and it brings up this editing box, and this is what you'd see if you were first starting to write a quiz. So here you can add a question, or you can open this question and edit what you've put in it. So I want to add a question, so I can pick which question I want to answer. So if I'm going to do a multiple choice question, I can click on multiple choice and click next and wait while it boots in. So it comes up again. We put in our question name. Remember to try and name the questions according to things that you'll remember later. So I think I started with ladder safety. Because we're going to make our questions random, don't give it a number, because otherwise it will actually randomize the numbers. If we wanted to make sure that we could have them numbered, but remember again, it will bring them up in a random order, which I think is better when the students are answering them. So the question text is just the question we want to ask. So let's make a question about how we cite our ladder. So So when setting up the ladder, the base must be, is our question. Our default mark is 1. Our general feedback will be, we can enter in well done, or if we wanted to say give the answer, we can actually put in our general feedback after they've completed the question. Even if they get it wrong, we can actually put in the correct answer and maybe an explanation about why that answer is correct. So remember, with our quizzes, it's not an assessment at this point. The quiz question is simply about part of the learning process. So sometimes that general feedback that we want to put in there might be quite detailed. We could even cut and paste part of the text out of the book, so that we can make sure that the students are getting the right information. So especially where there's something technical in scaffold or something like that, we can put that bit of general feedback in so that the students getting that information fed back to them, the same as you would do in a class discussion when you were answering the questions and putting them up there. So that's what that's about. We've got choice 1, so these are our answers. So answer 1 might be, in this case, and this is just a test question obviously, when we're setting up the ladder, the base must be, so we'll go stable and level is our answer. Our grade for this one, this is the correct answer, so it needs to be 100%. And our feedback will be and we can say whatever we like really in that point. So then we get the option of putting in some additional choices, so we can have the other choices, and these will be randomly put up. And the thing I said to Greenie, it's important to make sure that we try to put believable answers. It's no good putting one right answer that's believable and 3 wrong answers that are so stupid it's easy to get the right answer. We want our students to think, we want them to get the correct information, and especially when we're dealing with technical information, it has to be right. So it's important that our other choices are right, so or at least believable, so that the students are challenged to think a bit. So we might put here that remember our question again, when setting up the ladder, the base must be. So we might put set on blocks of wood. And you could put in a feedback of, sorry, try again. And then we can do our next believable answer. Might be the base of our, so when setting up the ladder, our base must be obviously, you know, this is where we need to put some thought into our answers, which I haven't done in this case. I'm just plugging stuff, and I'm going to put choice 4. Now, I usually try to keep the multiple choice questions to around 4 answers. You can do more and you can do less. The less answers that they have to choose from does make it easier in some respects, because they can have a 50-50 guess. So by putting 4 answers in, there's a reasonable chance that it's going to make it not more difficult, but I guess a fair assessment of their ability to answer the question. So our final answer, so when setting up a ladder, the base needs to be I don't know, I can't think of another answer. So the base needs to be dug into the ground. I've actually not come up with very good answers, to be honest, but anyway, you're getting the gist of it. So we put these in. These grade marks here remain at none, because that's a grading is the wrong answer. We can add more choices in if we want to. We can do combined feedback. So here we can, for any correct response, for any partially correct response, for any incorrect response. So if we use this one, we can put and this makes it a bit easier. Then all of our wrong responses get the same answer. The penalty for each incorrect try, I usually put at 0 for a quiz. If you're doing an assessment, you might actually have a figure in there. And I'm still learning, so as I say, we'll get there eventually. So we can put hints in if we need to give them a hint as to get the right answer. And I'm not sure about tags. So then we just go save changes, and this creates our question. If we've got anything wrong here that we should have filled in, it'll come up again asking us to answer something with that red mark on it. So now our question's in there. So we can now open our question, I think, and it should take us. Sorry, I think this is going to take me back to the edit screen. Sorry, I need to go out of it. You notice there's a make a copy thing there. So if you had a number of similar questions, you could actually make a copy of that question and then just go back in and edit that. So we can still continue to add questions. We can keep them on separate pages or different pages. So now we go back to our module. We should be able to go back into our quiz and test it out. So go back to our ladder quiz and open it up. Again, remember, it's coming up now for me to attempt, because if I was wanting to go back in and edit the quiz, I would do exactly what I've just done there. Shoot back up to my settings and hit edit quiz, and then I could add more questions or change the questions. So attempt the quiz now will actually bring the quiz up. So this is what the student would see. And over here you've got a quiz navigation box where it's showing as they do each question, and if you've got 10 or 20 questions in there, although you'll have 20 boxes, and it'll show them where they may have missed a question or need to go back and answer one. The highest rung you can use, okay, so we're going to go 2 rungs down from the top. When setting up the ladder, the base must be A, dug into the ground, B, nailed to the floor, C, set on blocks of wood, stable and level. I mean, you could even have the answers there could be unstable, level, stable and level, and then something else, and they actually have to tick 3 boxes. So there's different ways that you can formulate the questions. Click next, and we've answered them. We submit all and finish. And it's brought up, well done, you've answered all questions correctly. Now I would have set that up when I first set up the quiz and put that in there. So if you need some help with doing the quizzes, you can give us a hoy, but this might just help you if you've started a quiz and you need to go back and do some re-editing of questions. Alright, so that's it. Thanks guys.